Hey, uh, I'm gonna talk about the Man of Steel. I just saw that this morning, and I didn't like it. It was, I don't know, I don't know what was wrong with it. It was meticulously plotted, but it was no character at all, no soul. It was empty. And yeah, I don't. Well, I guess I'll start at the beginning. They spend like 20 minutes or more on Krypton and, setting up crap that doesn't make. I mean, just, yeah, I'm not gonna start from the beginning. It Nothing made sense. I mean, like halfway through, most of the questions you had are explained, but they're questions you should have had in the first place, and then there are questions that they didn't answer that they should have. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I was like, what did they do right? Let's see that. What did they do right? The action scenes were awesome. There was one scene towards the end where Superman, Kal-El, Clark Kent. There's no Clark. That's that may be what was wrong. There's no Clark Kent in the movie. How do you have a Superman movie without Clark Kent? I don't know, but yeah, I don't, you get a glimpse at the end, but yeah, yeah. And oh Lord, Lord, that movie was crazy. Uh, yeah, no Clark Kent, no soul, no heart. I guess Clark Kent would be the heart, I guess. Yeah, you skip all the Smallville. It's an origin. I mean, the origin is really just setting up Zod the first 20 minutes, and he's gone for an hour. Pops back up. And why is he wearing Lex? To me, and his costume looked like Lex Luthor's suit of armor he uses to fight Superman, and I was like, what's the point of that? So again, let me try to think of things they did right. Like I said, the plotting, they did a good origin of Zod, but then whatever. I'll try not to spoil it. uh, yeah. Well, like I was saying, that was one. That was like cool scenes. There was cool action scenes. There was a cool scene towards the end where Superman's just flying and punching Zod through the air, and you get like an over-the-shoulder shot of Superman, like just high speed flying past buildings, just beating the crap out of Zod, and that was awesome. And there were a couple of awesome action sequences, set pieces, big set pieces, but there's no investment. There's no investment. You didn't care. I didn't care about a single character in there. I thought, I don't know what his father's name is. Pa Kent. Worst Kent ever. I love Kevin Costner, but worst Pa Kent. I don't know what his name is ever. Ma Kent. Who was that? Diane Lane? Nah, she sucked. And she got way more screen time, but which was like 10 minutes total. I didn't spend any time in Smallville, except for showing. Yeah, let's do that. Clark Kent. When you see him as a kid. You see him again at the end. You see Clark Kent as a kid, but you only see him like freaking out when he's getting his powers. Runs into a closet and like for some odd reason the teacher lets the whole class stand around the closet outside while she's trying to coax him out, and he's in there until his mother gets there and she talks to him. That's the first time you see them bonding. And you see like this, yeah, okay, she loves him, she takes care of him, but And then Clark was pretty resentful. He's an outcast. I didn't get that. He's always an outcast, and his father tells me, you need to keep your powers secret because when the world finds out all about you, they're gonna reject you. That's what they say later. Early in the movie, what his actual words are: "One day you're gonna be a hero. You're gonna change the world. You're gonna, lead us all to a better place." But according to everyone else, they say, maybe later they show him say something like they show him say things like that. And I just thought he was the worst Kent ever. Kevin Costner, yeah, and it was weird because I went early in the morning and the theater was packed, and I don't think that this was intended reaction. Clark's, his father's telling him, you gotta, keep yourself secret after some big event. So he saves some kids on a bus or something, and it's like you gotta keep yourself secret. The world isn't ready for you. One day you'll be a hero, not today. And he's like, and Clark's like, so what do you think I should have done? Just let the kids die? And there's a pause, and his father says, maybe. Everyone in the theater laughed. I rolled my eyes. Everyone in the theater laughed, and I was like, I don't think that was supposed to be funny. I think it was just such an outrageous response. I don't know, maybe I just went home. I just didn't get it. That wasn't funny. That was weird. Well, yeah, let everyone die. Protect yourself. Even though there's nothing anyone can do to you if you don't want them to. You're a little Superboy right now, so why be scared? No one can do anything to you that you don't want them to. He pushed her, whatever. And I was like, what? Like, the last time Clark sees his father alive, he's like telling him he's not, you're not my dad. You're just some guy who found me in a field. And then then his father's about to kick, like, all right, time for us to split ways. He's like, look, son. And then and before he gets to kick him out, he's like, a tornado comes. And it's like stuck on the highway. And then Clark takes his mother and turns an overpass. I don't know, I guess no one told him that wasn't really safe. But, yeah, and then Clark and his father goes and tries to get the dog out of the truck and gets swept away by the tornado. And then Clark has all this regret, like, I should have just said. And so he begins traveling the world, taking odd jobs, and just rescuing people randomly. Yeah. But he's like I said, he's an outcast. I don't see why he has any reason to care about people. He's better than us all. We resent him. We're scared of him, and he's hiding himself because we're not ready to, for someone like him. And then Zod shows up, 33. Yeah, wow, Clark was 33 years old. Is that what they said? 33 years later. Zod shows up. Ooh. In his Lex Luthor armor. And says, yeah, give us Kal-El. Give us Kal-El, we'll destroy your planet. But he hasn't, and he knows that they don't know who he is. But he says, give it to us or I'll blow your planet up in 24 hours or something. And I know you don't know who he is, but still give him to us. And Clark is, of course, and that's when they start having these fights. And I didn't get the fights. I didn't understand how Clark Kent is here absorbing the young son. I thought it was because it was yellow. But I guess yellow son's not young. I don't know. Soaking up the young son's energy for 33 years. So he's gotten control of his powers. He's learned how to fly. He has his heat vision and his X-ray vision and his zoomed in vision and his super strength. Yeah, he always had that, I guess. but and vulnerability, and yeah, but so he has this for 33 years built up in him, and then these other Kryptonians come. They're in Earth's orbit for like 24 hours, and on their ship, they say, their ship's atmosphere prohibits any enhancements from our sun. So technically, I guess they would only have been exposed to the sun for the time that they were out on Earth, which is like minutes. And yet they had the ability to fight Superman? I don't know. That was weird. I didn't understand how they got away with that. Then they tried to show him like getting their power slowly. Like he couldn't fly at first, so he's jumping. He just like getting his X-ray vision. He couldn't control his heat vision at first, but he gets this all like in a couple hours, where Clark took years and years to master it. I mean, he's still not the best. And then I didn't understand how, if they're gonna give him that much strength and they're trained in hand-to-hand combat, how does Clark beat them? Like they said, like Zante, he was like, I've trained, whatever. I was bred for this. Like, you grew up on a farm, and yeah, he has the skills to beat him up, but I don't know. I don't understand why there wasn't outrage. I mean, I remember everyone saying, "Oh, the Dark Knights were a better representation of Batman because Batman didn't kill in the comics, and in the '89 version he killed, but in the Dark Knight version, Nolan's version, he didn't kill. I don't think. And Superman kills." Cold-blooded killing. I don't understand how that wasn't like, wow, what? Superman was, he kind of had to, like the situation it was in, but I don't, there was just so much wrong with it. Why did they cast Amy Adams as Lois Lane? Nah, they tried to make her be a hot, and that's where the whole character thing came into play, because there's no relation. There's no. I was so confused. Like Clark Kent and Lois Lane see each other a couple times. They talk. Like it's not anything personal or close. They're like, "Wow, you're an alien. I'm a reporter, and this is kind of, I'm finding, wow, what's going on here? I'm gonna report on this." But then she gets caught up in the story, and she's like in places where she shouldn't be. Like, why is she on the bomber at the end? Because she knows how to blah. Tell somebody, hand it over, we'll take care of it. Reporter lady, bye. Why is she out on the field when they hand Superman over, and why does he care? Just because he talked to her a couple times? It was like when they were on Zod's ship and like holding and he reached out to hold her hand. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. They don't really know each other. There's no reason for them to be holding hands, but she's the only other person there, and he associates with humans. I mean, he identifies himself as human, I guess, even though they reject him and hate him, and he's an outcast. But yeah, so they hold hands, and that was, I was like, whatever, okay, comfort. But then at the end, like, after everything, the dust is settled for the most part. I think it might be before the big climax. It might be after, I can't remember. They just like start making out hardcore in the middle of the street. It's like, why? Like, it took me a second to realize what was even happening. I was like, they're kissing. Why? They don't know each other. Why are they kissing? And you didn't build the characters up. You built the story. You built the plot. You told them, okay, this has to happen because this has to happen. This happens because this happened because this happened because this happened. Story-wise, structurally, emotionally, there's no explanation for the kissing. I mean, it's just, this is Lois Lane, this is Kal-El. In the comics, they can get together. They should be together here. Make them kiss. But nothing built to that. Nothing at all. I mean, yeah, that was weird. Clark's relationship with his mother is weird. I mean, I don't just maybe it's just I don't like Diane Lane, so when I see her in her old lady makeup, it just bothered me. But whatever. Uh, but the Man of Steel, that I can't say it was disappointing because I did not expect for 1 second that that was going to be a particularly good movie, and I'm not gonna say it was bad. For a blockbuster movie, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't. It just didn't have any heart. It was ugh, a gritty Superman movie. That was weird. He's Superman. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, they set up for a second movie. Okay, I would check out a second movie because where it left off, he would be working at how he got the job at the Daily Planet. I don't know. He'll be working at the Daily Planet in the next movie. Lois Lane and spoiler alert. Lois Lane knows Superman is Clark Kent. Clark Kent is Superman. And that's the only thing that like got a chuckle out of me is at the end they work at the Daily Planet. And she sees him and she's like, "Oh, that's Superman. What's going on?" But he's introduced as Clark Kent. He works it now, and she just smiles and yeah, welcome to the planet. He's an alien, but whatever. The Man of Steel was not anything special, and the theater was packed. So at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm thinking it's gonna do on a Sunday. I'm thinking it's gonna do pretty all right. I don't think that it should necessarily, but that's what the people want. Heartless, emotionless, plot-driven special effects movies. I don't have enough.